What's up, everyone? Today I'll be showing you the anatomy of the Lexus SC300 taillight. I'll do my best to go over what taillights I have, which is 97, 95s, and 92s. I do have basically the 97s dissected the most, but let's dive in, and I'll even go over my thought process if and when you decide to customize your taillights of what you can do as some options. As many of you may know, there's not too many options when it comes to aftermarket with this car. So my philosophy, or my ism, with this is basically if it doesn't exist, you have to make it. I mean, my front and rear bumpers are testament to that. So with these tails, I'll show you one that I have done that I'm remixing because somebody decided to copy finally X years later, and we'll go from there. So starting off, this is your 1997 taillight, one that's really desired. Cokie, as people call it, last term with these taillights. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bulbs on it. It is the second taillight with the least amount of bulbs in it. So please remember that. The harnesses is something important. If you get a set of taillights and you don't have the harness, you will not be able to use them unless you somehow make your own. It also pins out. It'll plug directly into a any year SC. Another thing you should know is that the lenses are interchangeable, which is this outer part right here. This is basically a 1, 2, 3 part sandwich, maybe like 4. If you can remove that middle, I'll take a look and go from there. Now this right here is a 97 taillight without the outer lens. The outer lens is clear with a sort of pink hue to it, as you saw. So this is the guts right here, your reflectors and everything. Let's go over this. So as you can see, you've got your amber right here for your turn signal, where that would go. This one's a reflector. It's not really anything. And then you got, of course, for your stop lights and your brake right here, and your reverse. Here's what it looks like. It comes out with the 97s. I believe you can remove this piece, the orange piece, and this kind of comes out, but there's more red behind it, and you can also remove the reverse light. When it comes to the actual housing, there's the light pockets right here. So as you can see, right here, your stop, your turn. Again, this one's just a reflector, which is why it's silver. And then you have a diffuser right here. This diffuser will basically diffuse the light so it doesn't look like just hot spots. And of course, you got your reverse light pocket right here. A somewhat common modification for the 97 taillights is just blacking out that chrome. As you can see, it just pops and it looks way better without that chrome trim around it. Once I get on talking about templates, you'll see what you can do with this and or mixing matching taillights from different years. I would like to apologize. First of all, I do not have an OEM 1995 fully taken apart right now, so I'll use my custom 95s I made back in like, geez, 2014 or somewhere around there. So these tails are about 6 years old. I think 2 years ago I did throw in some JDM taillight guts into it. Also, when you guys buy from Yahoo Auctions Japan, please be careful. Here's the wiring from Japan. I know y'all swear Japanese people do everything better, but that just goes to show you what kind of work is done. So I will be taking these ones apart and then restoring them. But back to subject. I'll need a little assistance with your imagination here, guys. So with 95s, this part here is red. This is red here, this is orange, and that's red. And then of course you've got the ribbed clear right here. Basically what I did was I put a 97 lens over a 95. That way it's totally clear with that pink hue. And I painted the amber, the red, and then the reflector red as well. And then I'm working on using some extra acrylic, as you can see right here, to probably diffuse it, but it's not what I wanted. I will be adding texture to these later and maybe taking out those LEDs. One popular mod with the 1995s is removing the inner guts and exposing the bottom to the all clear back. That's just the housing. Personally, I would fill that with something. I don't like the bare look. This is just for looks. Here's what I have somewhat to show you of the other side. So this is the middle piece of the 95s. You're gonna have your clear, you'll have your clear again, red, orange, and then red. Again, sky's the limit with what you want to do. Play with positive, negative space, like this is an arts and crafts class, and you'll be all right. Now, once you take off the lens, you can see what I mean. This right here. Basically, the lens is red on top, with the clearish pink hue of the 97 on the bottom. It is not a tint or anything. That is basically the color of the plastic. You might be able to wet sand the hell out of it to make it all clear, but at that point it would be a huge waste of time personally. And you can put these on 97, so give me 1 second and I'll show you. So we got the 97 tails, and then we got the 95 lens over it, just to give you an idea. It won't really, it'll line up and everything, but the way the reverse and inside set up, it's probably not going to be ideal for what you're looking for. If that gives you an idea. So it's very similar to the 95 style. This is what a 1995 back housing looks like. 1995s have the most bulbs out of all taillights. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 up top instead of 2. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom for the activating lights. Again, harness will plug up the same, but the bulbs are different on 97, 92, and 95. This right here is the 92 to 94 taillight, probably the most slept on taillight next to eBay ones, just for the fact that it's got that kind of Porsche kind of look. It's just two colors. A lot of people don't like the amber. I've seen people on Club Lexus modify this. The lens itself is red and orange. Now if you see that design, I'll zoom in real quick. There we go. Let me just angle the camera down a little bit. Now you see that kind of checkered pattern on the inside? The actual reflectors are all clear on this. So once you take apart a 92 to 94, I mean, sky's the limit with using that as a template. The only problem with these is this and this are clear on the inside, and the only odd thing is the reverse and the reflectors right here versus the reflector being on the outside like the 92 to 96. Oh, it's here too. It has an additional one is what it is. 92 to 94 have the least amount of bulbs. 1, 2, 3 up top, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. There is a Club Lexus DIY to where somebody took some acrylic and they basically replaced the red. Personally, I would say if you put 97 or eBay taillight covers over them, it would look totally clear. eBay's would be the best. Alright, these are the Toyota Supra style or inspired Alteza lights, whatever you want to call them. You can find them on eBay for about $168 to $240, somewhere around there. Personally, my thoughts on the eBay taillights is they are great for basically a baseline of understanding the taillights, and they're great for materials. I know they're not the prettiest out the factory, especially in the chrome color. You got the reflector in the back, and then they're still styled after 92s. 1, 2, 3, 4 bulbs, so they've got the least amount of plugins versus the others. Plugin is the same, but again, the clear lens is totally clear. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the eBay taillights compared to the 97s and how much clear they are. You can see the pink hue in here. It's got the 1, 2, 3 lines as well, whereas this just has that 40-60 split that the SC is known for. The biggest problem with the eBay taillights is just how they're made. If you look here, look how thin this is. Keep that in mind. Now, look at that. Super thick. So you have no ledge to socket into directly the housing from the lens with the eBays. You'd have to graft it on there, which is the hardest part to do. Some people have done it, have had no leaks, but it's definitely something else. Again, this will give you room to play on these if you decide to gut them, which nobody has done yet. I've seen them modified, LEDs, etc. Kyle's made some, and I've seen some from Japan based on the 92 to 94 style, which you might have seen, which is like more clear on the bottom and then red on top. Well, that pretty much sums up today's video. I hope you guys have learned the basics of the taillights, how they work, how they function, and just their overall inner design. The sky's the limit.